So like I was about to say, oftentimes, this is kind of like my show. It's like, well, just do what Jim's doing, follow along with Jim. But oftentimes people don't know if they don't ask, like, can't see your hands, Jim. Just get my attention. It's not a big deal to interrupt. Jim, can you turn around a second? I kind of see your hands. Or if you're just not getting something, don't feel like you're interrupting the class. This is a low-key class. You follow along. You don't get yelled at for coming in late. You don't get yelled at for leaving early. Yeah, it shouldn't be more stress on you to attend my class than coming in and trying to relieve stress. All right? Okay, so I got to get my background music going here. We're still kind of in the earlier stages of the month. So that means I talk a little bit more with some of the explanations. So if we get started here, we got our feet together. This is our anatomical zero position. It's going to reset, like right here. It's simple. Put your feet apart as wide as your shoulders. Shift a little bit side to side so you feel where your center of gravity is at. Usually it's where your belly button is, a little bit lower, midway between your front and back. So I feel like I have my feet shoulder width apart. Shoulders, hips, knees, toes, they all line up straight. Sink your hips, knees bend slightly, relax your shoulders. Raise your arms. So as if to make a big Valentine heart shape. The point being in front of your real heart here. And then push down. So it's the shape of a heart shape lollipop. Here's the stick, the part on the bottom. So this is a guided meditation or a guided breathing exercise. I'm giving you the instructions. You follow along. If you know the sequence, don't wait for me, because it's going to go from the top to the bottom, from our fingertips, eventually down to our toes. So that's the first part, getting the shoulders moving, getting the arms moving. Tilt your chin up as you inhale. Let your chin drop slightly as you exhale. Movement of your head and your skull help you to either arch your lower back, the lumbar spine we call that, right? Or round your whole spine when you dip your chin. So arch, round, arch, slightly round. So why is that important? You're getting movement in your spine. Hey there. You're getting the spine moving nice and smooth and gently. So you got muscles in your back that connect to the spine. You got nerves, right? You also have this thing called cerebral spinal fluid. And when we get the spine moving, we get that fluid moving, which is really good for our brain. Some of us need it more than others, right? Yeah, gotta get these little inside jokes. So again, we keep working our way down. Our eyes are heavy. Our focus is soft, so we're not straining to look at anything. We try to breathe through the nose as much as you can. In through the nose, out through the nose is best. Not bad is in through the nose, out through the mouth. Least desirable is breathing all through your mouth. Your breathing becomes very shallow. Your mouth dries out very quickly. So again, we're working our way down. So now we're at the mouth. Squish your tongue up to the roof of the mouth. Let your tongue drop to the bottom of the mouth. So your mouth acts like a gate with the tongue going up, opens the gate, down, close the gate. But what we're really doing is keeping the mouth moist by activating the saliva glands. So let's keep working our way down. So now we're getting down to our sternum, just below it, our solar plexus. Push down and pull back on the solar plexus, or your abdomen, your stomach region. Inhale. Squish your stomach muscles. That helps move your diaphragm, which again helps you breathe deeper. Inhale. Exhale. So all along I've been shifting my hips forward. When I come up, my hips shift backwards as I push down. What's that do? It gets me to move the weight from the front of my foot to my heel. So that helps us develop some stability, knowing where your center of gravity is at, but also engaging your foot, the muscles of your foot, the toes, the ball of your foot, your ankle, the little shifting motion engages your feet. Try to become aware of your big toe, your little toe, the ball of your foot when you shift forward. Feel your heel when you shift back. So that gets us 5 minutes. Let's do 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more. Inhale. Exhale. So if we were going to finish this up, we're going to do a splashing gesture on the bottom, like you're splashing water, and then we come up and we flick and twist. Your head goes from up to the left to down in front. Then we do the other side. Splash on the bottom, look up as you flick, look down as you push the ball down. Third one, we go straight up. Splash, flick, like you're pulling a ball or a balloon down from the ceiling. You go from pulling to pushing. And try to relax your joints, feel the muscles loosen up. The first 5 minutes, all this is about getting you kind of ready, getting your mind prepared to just relax and learn whatever's coming your way. 5 minutes it takes for your nervous system to reset. Really, 3 minutes, 3 to 5 minutes is a good spot to get your nervous system to kind of slow down. Okay, so that's a bit of moving Qigong, if you will. Stationary Qigong is where we don't move a whole lot. So we're going to do a couple of these. Have your arms in front like you're making a big circle or a ball. Feel the tension in your shoulders. Okay, let the shoulders relax. Feel the tension in your hands. If you're holding them together, let them separate. Try to let each joint from your fingertips to your shoulders stay slightly bent and loose enough to move. So you're still breathing. Don't hold your breath. You know, if I'm not telling you to breathe, don't not breathe, right? Just breathe comfortably. So I'm going to do about maybe 2 more deep breaths here. And if you do this enough, whether it's today or in the future, you might feel your hands start to tingle a little bit just from being relaxed in this position. So let's open up that circle a little bit, like as if the ball was expanding. Now you have just a little bit more tension on your neck and shoulders because you're holding your arms out. So you can always shrug to feel the tension and then relax by letting the shoulders drop. And that gives you the contrast to know if you're actually like this all the time. Because some of you will go, I am relaxed, Jim. Yeah, not so much. So movement, kind of up and down, maybe even back and forth, starts to get you to be able to feel that contrast. So then we bring our hands in front. And this is actually called embrace the tree. You know, we can go outside and you could hug a tree. That's a different type of meditation. Relax your thumbs so they're not sticking up. Relax your fingers. Again, each joint bends from your fingertips to your shoulders. If you want to shrug, yep, definitely can feel my neck and shoulders. And then let it back off. So my feet are flat, I'm not shifting. I don't have the weight on the front or the back. The weight's evenly distributed. Open it up. Like the ball's gotten bigger, but you're still just enough tension to hold your arms up. Deep, relaxed breaths. So some of you might feel like your shoulders are getting heavy. Maybe some injuries coming back to, tell you, hey, I'm still here. So let's go on to this next one. Make your arms like a W. Still free enough to move. Still the fingers are relaxed. Each joint from my fingertips to shoulders still stays bent. Just breathing deep. Okay, from here I'm going to turn the hands out and I'm going to exaggerate my thumb poking. Try and poke the walls. Feel the stretch. Feel the skin stretch. Okay, now I'm going to back off. Shoulders drop and there's the bend in each of the joints again. right there might be a spot where you start to feel tingling from that stretch and then relax. Not every time, but sometimes. Okay, from here we go in front. And you turn your fingers in. Still trying to keep your shoulders and neck relaxed. Some of you are going to have tension. It's like, they just don't go that far, Jim. Ideally, we want to go further. Still keeping everything relaxed. All right, then we go up. So you can see why this is stationary. It's like we're not moving a whole lot. We're staying in each spot for a couple deep breaths. You can have your thumbs up if you want. You can still keep that same thumb poking thing. And then we go down. And again, you can kind of shrug, feel the tension, and then go the opposite direction. Try to feel the shoulders relax. And each joint, again, has a little bend in it. It's not perfectly locked, a little bit bent. So that'll be that whole sequence. Again, we finish it with a splash, the twist. We get the blood, the oxygen moving again. Twist to the other side. Straight up. Straight down. Lock your knees and elbows for the moment. And then relax your knees and elbows. So you, again, feel contrast. Tai Chi, Qigong to some extent, is all about the contrast, the yin and the yang. It's like, oh, I know that symbol, I've seen it. People get tattoos on their arm. It's like, oh, so cool. Well, tell me about it. Well, you know, it's the yin and yang, man. Or yin and yang. Americans like to say yang. It's yin and yang. Or even yin. Forget the Y, it's yin and yang. So the contrast of tension and relaxing. When we practice our Tai Chi steps, there's always going to be a little tension on one part, and then you relax at the end. One leg's bent, one's light. It's all these opposites. So yin and yang has a lot more depth than just black and white. Any questions? Everybody doing good? We got room today. We got elbow room. And, knock somebody out of the way. Oh, we don't have to. There's so much space. So the next sequence we're going to do, again, this is in the Qigong family. So it's moving breathing exercises. So I got my feet about double my shoulder width. Here, shoulder, double. It's a little bit wider. And try to let your hips sink and you go straight across. You don't have to go up and down, not so much up and down, but across. So I keep my hips level and I push from my feet, almost like that's what I feel with my foot, but the foot stays flat. Push from the ball of your foot, shift your waist. You'll notice the arms and shoulders kind of sway and come along with. So let's add the arms. The arm's going to come across. So I'm going to do, this is an in block, and I shift across. One arm drops. As I shift my hips, the arm goes across. So it's like I'm using my feet to push my hand. The feet to the waist to the hand. So you see how I start to sneak this other arm in there now. So I come across, and the hand goes to my side. I go across, and the hand comes to my side. This is very much like the exercise we do in the Tai Chi set that we'll do in about another 20 minutes or so. So we brush past as we scrub. This forearm makes contact for friction, and that's called scrubbing. So a little bit of friction on the sides right here creates a little bit of blood flow. Not a lot, but some from the friction. Okay, so this again is very, very watery. It's very smooth and fluid. Smooth and fluid. So now this hand goes down. This is very much like our snake creeps from our Tai Chi set. So here I go across. Direct the fingers with the wrist by your hip, by your knee, and then come back. So now these work together, and then the arm goes by itself. Okay, I get the feet, I get the waist. These arms, this is almost like pulling. This is our pulling concept from Tai Chi. We're pulling across, but the arms are going different directions. And then this goes down, and then back. So you can kind of see it there. There's a little bit of that pulling. Hand to your side. Snake creeps, but we don't do the whole bending down low like when we're doing it with our Tai Chi form. So come across. Feet, waist, arms. Snake creeps. All right, so let's keep going. This is going to evolve. So I go to my hip. Now instead of the hand just being this brush, turn it into a hook, like a bird looking around. Bring that to your hip. So I push my feet, I shift my hips, I reach across. If you can, extend your back, lean into it a little bit. And then we come back. And just pinch, like I'm pinching something and it's going to come to my palm. So I pivot, there's my feet, I shift my hips, and then the upper body is the last part. Come back. This will be inhale, exhale. I know you all have been breathing on your own all along, right? Nobody's holding their breath. But here we exaggerate a little bit to breathe out when we do this. Breathe in as we kind of come in. Breathe out as you do the twist. Breathe in like you're drawing in. Turn and twist. So I'm pivoting on my ball of my foot. The ball of your foot, just like when you drive, that's like your accelerator. You know, you put the ball of your foot and you go, right? So that's what kind of gets us moving. But I also pivot on the toes if possible. That way you have less surface area and you're not keeping your feet flat and you all got these great tennis shoes on that there's so much traction that your feet stay flat and then you end up, your knees start hurting. So if you can't pivot on the toes, you pivot on your heels. In either way, it's fine, just don't go flat. Okay, so let's do this again. We pinch, we push and pull. All right, so this is our bow stance. One knee's bent, one straight. We go straight ahead, and our foot kind of just rests to the side. That's our empty stance. Cat stance, false stance. I've been calling it empty stance more lately. So then put it out. Now we wind up, and then we push. When I come back, toes straight, empty stance. Now I come to the side. Put the foot out. Pivot on the ball of your foot. Reach. And it kind of comes in. So here I'm kind of like wound up. I'm nice and tight like a spring. And then I let the spring go all the way to here. Back to the front. So if this is all fine, we start to do this. Snake creeps again. And then hook back. And then we finish the same way. Toes straight, empty stance, sink. This hand can even kind of wind up a little bit, and then it flicks like you're flicking water. And then the bird comes, and then you push. Flick, hook, reach. If that's fine, this other hand follows. So you get the snake creeps, the other hand follows behind. And then on the way up, it's like the bird looking at the snake. So I started getting into all this little philosophical type stuff here. So empty stance, snake creeps, other hand follows. All the way to here. And then reach. So we got a bunch of things going on here. We got coordination, timing, you're stretching, you're strengthening. Hey there, you got a little tension on the muscles, building strength in your back and in your legs. You know, you can come join us anytime you want. Snake creeps, bird follows the snake, push and pull. The last thing we'll do, and then we'll put this exercise to rest, is going to be to lift the leg with the arms. And then when the arms come down, the leg comes down. So we're kind of solid, we're stable down here, and then we come up. And then we come down. And then everything again finishes the same. Breathe in, and breathe out. In, out. So if this was going to be a, let me categorize this as what, let me finish it up and then we'll come back. Splash, flick, push down, splash, flick, breathe deep. Splash, flick, breathe deep, and down and out. So that, it's Qigong, it's Kung Fu, it's from the Kung Fu family. It has little bits and pieces from Tai Chi, and it's actually from a whole sequence of exercises when put together. It's called ocean form. It's like, what the heck is all this stuff? So Tai Chi is all about the waves, water, moving up and down, back and forth, very fluid. And then the Kung Fu version of the ocean form, it's not so smooth or quiet. You know, the ocean can be quiet when there's nothing going on, and it can be really loud, and that's kind of how the ocean form is. So I'm just showing you little bits and pieces of that sequence. And then it gets put together into a longer sequence, which we won't be doing. I'll show you little bits and pieces of it, because they're good exercises. Okay, so that kind of finishes up that portion. Anybody got questions? We doing good? So we got a little bit more Qigong stuff, and then we'll get to the Tai Chi at about noon or so. So put your feet apart, a little bit wider than shoulder width, but not as wide as we just were. Shift across, turn this hip. So if you look down from here, it looks kind of like the top of a 7, a backward 7. Hand on your hip, reach for the window. Turn the hand. Reach for the other side of the room. Scoop your arms up together. Pull them apart. At the very end, your right hand stays in a fist, the other hand covers your eyes. Take your shoulders and let them drop. Let your hips drop. All right, so we do that side, we do the same on the other side. So I go straight, relax your arms. Now if you look down, you can see the 7. Left foot's the top, right foot's the bottom. Scoop and reach across your body. Turn the hand. Stretch forward, stretch to the side, all the way back. Scoop up. Try to get your arms to touch. Pull them apart. Open the right hand at the end. Feel the tension in your shoulders, let them drop. Let your hips drop. So that's the first set. We refer to this with our lower body, our legs are buckling. So that's a buckle stance. We reach. We bring our arms together. We call this iron arms, like you're protecting yourself, very strong. And then we shoot the arrow. We go to the other side. Feet, waist, arms. That's the same sequence. We always start that way. Feet, waist, arms. Scoop up, pull the bow, shoot the arrow. Relax your shoulders, sink your hips. Okay, the next set, toes straight. Squish your foot so that this hip turns, and now our feet are in what we call T stance. If you look down, right foot's top of the T. Your hands hold the ball, squish the ball. Left hand on the inside, cover your face, your eye. Other hand's a hook. There's that bird, but it's down here now. It's like upside down. Put it by your right butt, your right rear end, and look at your fingertips. Relax your shoulders. Now we gotta do the other side. Feet, waist. Hold the ball, squish the ball, cover your eye, hook your fingers, try to look at your hand as you bring that hand by your right hip. All right, that's the second set. Toes turn in, hips turn in. Not this, this. And if your legs touch, that's fine. You're going to feel it probably up in here. Now we do like the beginning. Reach, reach, protect, shoot the arrow, sink down. Horse stance, toes a little wide at the end, scoop, reach, cover, shoot the arrow, sink your shoulders. All right, so back to the very start. So that's 3 sets. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, you see how we do that when we're most open. Exhale when we close. Inhale, exhale as we sink. So if I keep my hands up, now they're like in the right spot to do the next part. Inhale, exhale. Left side, inhale, exhale. Toes in, knees in, hips in. Scoop, stretch, protect, shoot the arrow, relax. Toes, heels, toes a little bit at the end. You can sink like you're scooping something from off the ground. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Let your arms drop, turn, so you're gonna face the corner a little bit. Step across. If you know what we're doing, this might be where you're at, bow stance. If you're fine with twisted stance, this hip turns. The ball of your foot you come up onto. Scoop, stretch, sink. Let your arms drop, scoot back. Same thing on the other side. Bow stance, twisted stance. Scoop, split, stretch, sink. Bring this foot back to where we started. So we're gonna do it one more time through. I know this isn't as far as we've gone in other times, but this will be for today. One more time through, exaggerate the breathing a little bit. Breathe in, and breathe out. In, out. In, out. In, out. Always the feet, then the waist, and then the arms. In, out. If you look down, your shoulder, your hip, your knee, your foot should all be on the same plane, same line. Inhale. Exhale, relax your shoulders. Toes in, knees in, hips in. Stretch across. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Toes, heels, toes. In. Out. In. Out. Feet, waist, arms. So those of you that want to, you can do this. You can turn. You just kind of keep turning, keep pivoting, and we get to the other side. Scoop up, stretch, sink. Those of you that didn't like doing that, so say you're in bow stance and you're maybe here or here, you come back and step across, and then just do it again on the other side. This thing here, you go from your heel to your toe, toe to heel, and you just kind of keep going so you don't stay flat-footed, and you end up on the other side. We again splash, flick. Bring the blood and the oxygen back up as you stretch a little bit. Deep breaths. We go up We go down, we relax. So that particular set is kind of like the alphabet once again. It's like it gives us the empty stance, it gives us the buckle stance, twisted stance. It gives us the keys to be able to do the other exercises. When we go to Tai Chi, it's like, wow, this is a lot easier than doing some of that stuff. It's all in the eye of the beholder, you know, what's more complicated. But these are kind of like the key steps. Everybody good? A little stretch going on, you feel it? So our next step, you don't have to do it, but you'll see what's coming up is going to be here. Crescent moon, twist to the side. We have rooster on one leg. I'm giving you the Tai Chi terms here, right? We have buckle stance or drop stance. We have our Bagua stance with a twist. So there's going to be a bunch of variations with this. Twist. So get your feet in the right spot. All right, come on through. So if nobody has questions, complaints, we'll just continue to move on. So like I said earlier, we got this zero position right here. Now instead of just moving your foot out, now we start to become a little bit more aware of our body positioning with the Tai Chi set. A little more so or differently than what we just did. Take your toes and try to trace a half circle. And you end up in the same spot. So it's just another little level of awareness instead of just moving your foot out. Darn it, Jim, now you're making me have to think. I gotta do this little half circle. Another level of thought. Arms rise up. Shift forward on the ball of your foot. Arms sink down, shift towards your heel. See, earlier in the class I was talking about your feet, now it comes back. So that's the first two exercises. We got up and forward, we have down and back. Catch a ball, let it spin to your left, shift your hips to the left, reach your hand to the left. It's our part the horse's mane. Got to go the other way. So the hands come back, your hips come back, shift to the right, reach to the right. Got to come back to the center, shift the hips, roll the ball back down the center. So that's our 5 directions, our 5 root. It gives us stability to know which directions we're going, forward and back, left and right. So we're going to go to your left, feet, waist, arms. My thumb ends up by my navel. My other thumb ends up by my nose. That's kind of standard where we need to be. And then they switch. Which one's at navel height, which one's at nose height. We go to our shoulders, and we roll the ball down. So this whole time, I'm kind of trying to be aware of my feet and that I'm pushing with the ball of my foot. Remember earlier I said the accelerator? That's what we're doing. It's the ball of your foot. So I shift onto the ball of my foot, almost like you're going to fall forward. Shift to my heel. Use that ball of your foot to get you to shift your hips. And then reach your arm. Use the other ball to get you to move. Your foot is your accelerator. And then we come back to being stable. Make the ball roll down. Inhale, light as a feather. Exhale, hey Ed, heavy like lead. Inhale, part the horse's mane. Exhale. Inhale, so you're pulling your breath. Exhale, squish out the breath. Inhale. Exhale. 5 directions. Now we got to do our 8. When does it stop, Jim? You just keep adding on more stuff. So we go again about shoulder width apart. Shift to the right. That's our buckle stance. Here's our number 7, like we did earlier. Here's our empty stance. Nose and navel. All the different parts keep coming back. Step with your heel. Our lower body is bow stance. One knee's bent, one straight. Put your hands on the wall, both hands. Splash the wall. As you shift your hips, we roll back. Hand by your pulse, bump with your shoulder, poke with your elbow, press your wrists against the wall. Splash, pull back, push. Just do the simple turn. So there's my empty stance. Catch the ball. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Back to the other side. I said there'll be 8, so we'll add on the last one. Ward off, 1. Roll back, 2. Shoulder, 3. Elbow, 4. Press, 5. Pull, 6. Push, 7. Last one, 8. We got a lot of stuff going on here. I turn to the left, adjust your feet. Find your pulse. Go back to the right corner here. Shoulder, elbow, wrist. Dip your elbow, hold. Pinch. There's the bird. The bird came back. And the hands split. So all that together gets us 8 exercises. Ward off. Roll back. Shoulder, elbow, press, pull, push. How do we get to the other side now? So I shift to the right, my right knee buckles. I adjust the feet. I go to the left, dip, pinch, pull the arms apart, split, sink your hips. So at the end of every exercise, there's a little shoulder drop and a little hip drop. So I come shoulder, elbow, wrist, and really I relax my shoulders and I drop my hips, even if it's just ever so slightly. When I finish here, drop the shoulders, sink your hips. So now I go left, I go right, I pull apart or split. Sink your shoulders, sink your hips. So you don't want to be leaning, like when we were doing earlier, I said lean. Tai Chi has very little leaning. We try to keep our shoulders over our waist. Most of the time, not always, the hand is kind of over the foot, the elbow over the knee. So in other words, none of this. Okay, let's do one more. This gives us expansion, like heaven expanding, goes on forever. Earth, sinking and grounding. Mountain, which leads down to the canyon, which leads down to the water at the bottom. So they go together. Wood, tension on a tree branch. Push, pushes fire and metal. Split, it's all over the place. It was like thunder. You hear it, but you don't know exactly where it's at. Finish it up. That same gesture kind of gives us a reset. We know we're done with that particular part. And it gets us to kind of break our thought as we kind of reset our breathing too. So we got a lot of traffic going on today. Maybe this will bring more people going, hey, what's this Tai Chi class? Hey there, are you here to watch the Tai Chi class? Well, you could watch or join or whatever, or just pass on through if you got somewhere else to be, but we're moving into the next part. So we did some beginning warm-up Qigong, breathing in place. We did some stationary breathing, didn't move a whole lot, and you probably felt in your shoulders or your back. We did a little bit of movement, like water Qigong, and then we just finished up the fundamentals of our Yang Tai Chi practice. 5 root powers, 8 energies or 8 arm positions. A lot to learn in one class, right? There will be a quiz. If you fail, you have to pay me double. No, it's a follow-on class. So oftentimes the first class is a lot of stuff and you're like, oh my gosh, I'll never remember. Don't worry about it, just follow. All of you have been there, you know. After the second, third, fourth time, it's like, I still don't know what you're doing, but I feel good for doing it, right? It takes a while. It's a slow burn. It's the salad that you think is gonna help you lose weight. And it's like, I ate one salad, I didn't lose 5 pounds yet. What's the problem? Well, do it for a month, right? And then you start to feel a difference or see a difference. That's how Tai Chi is. All right, so if no questions, the gym show will keep on going on to the next thing. Here we go. Again, Starting from nothing, 0. Little half circle. Shift left, shift right. Shift forward. Shift back. All right, that's the only similarity right now. Everything's starting to change now. Empty stance. Catch the ball. Draw your leg back. Scoot back. Find your pulse. Shoulder, elbow, wrist. Split. Elbow drops. Left hand drops to do brush knee. Left foot. Go from your toes to your heel as you shift forward. This arm that's been dangling here goes past your face. There's the brush block. Another brush block as the other arm scoops up. Come to your ear. Brush away. This is a brush, a low brush block as you push. Relax your shoulders. All right, just to keep everybody happy, we'll start from the beginning here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Toes to your heel, almost like you're making a backwards C step. Past your face, lift up. Brush knee. Relax your shoulders, sink your waist. Same thing like I was trying to get everybody to do earlier. Shift back, turn your left leg towards the piano over here. Put the weight on it. Bring your foot across. There's our empty stance. Back to the heel. Shoulder, elbow, back of your wrist. Shift, dip your elbow. Pinch. When you see this, it's usually going to go to this. There's our split. Relax your shoulders. Sink your waist. Feet come together. And then apart to the empty stance. This hand that was dangling comes past your face. Brush block. Strum, like you're strumming a guitar. Protect. Your hands have a little tension. Your shoulders are relaxed. And if you can, try to lift. And then go from your toes touching to your heel touching. Relax your shoulders, but still have a little tension on the hands. Okay, back to the start. Empty stance, opening, closing. Empty stance, bow stance, empty stance. White crane spreads its wings is the name of the whole thing. Toes to your heel. All of this collectively is just brush knee. Turn. Shoulder, elbow, press. Shift back. Split. Sometimes called single whip. Drop your arm. Brush across. Strum the guitar. Balance. Touch down. Touchdown. Go straight. Go a little wider. These hands that are up are going to do that same gesture we did almost at the beginning of class, where you brush past, the other hand's at your side, and then we do another chop as you shift away. Turn your toes, catch the ball. We're going to go on an angle towards the piano or towards the corner. When we don't have enough room, we just go back and forth. When we have a little bit of room, we go diagonal. So I'm looking at the corner. I'm chopping at the corner. My right foot's actually in the right spot. I point my foot, my toe, my knee to the corner. I bump the corner. I poke the corner. I press the corner. Back to this side. So I'm kind of zigzagging 3 times. All right, that was the third one. We do another in block. We do another chop, turn the toes, scoop like you're picking up something off the ground, but squeeze into a fist. Your hip and arm, they go together. Your other arm and foot go together. Now we go feet, waist, arms for a punch. Whole lot going on there. Colette had to go, I take it, right? All good? She's fine, right? All right. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. So now we get into this diagonal stuff. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. In. Out. In. Out. So that was 2. We got to do 3. In. Out. In. Out. So after 3, there's one more in block, one more chop, and then we go digging, block, parry, punch. We scoot back, this leg turns, put the weight on it, with your toe, knee, and hip all go in the same direction, bring your foot forward. Now we have our 8. Ward off, roll back, shoulder, elbow, press, pull, push. Turn to the front, dot, arms cross. I'm going to move over a few steps. Arms cross, draw back, shift back, try to bring your arm to your right shoulder. Shift forward, left arm to your left shoulder. Arms make a circle. Turn the wrists out, break the circle open. One goes above your head, the other goes by your thigh. You shift your weight halfway. That's our ride the tiger. Back to the beginning. Inhale. Exhale. If you feel like you need to breathe sooner, don't wait for me. Breathe in. Breathe out. In. Out. In. Out. In. Out. In. Out. In. Out. So my left foot, always when we do these diagonal ones, it's the back foot that's going to stay straight when I step 45 degrees. So now my back foot's in the right spot. So I go to here, this foot will go straight. I go to the corner. So my feet are in the right spot. Foot straight, with the corners or the front. One more, corner, corner. Shoulder, elbow, press. Toe straight, block, chop. Now they both turn, your toes to the corner, I turn the toes all the way to the back corner. Block, and then I step straight to the wall with the windows. Toes to the front corner. Here's our 8. Ward off. Roll back. Shoulder, elbow, press, pull, push. So I'm going to back up a step or two. Turn to the front. Toes straight. Arms cross. Back foot's on an angle towards the piano. This twists, so it doesn't just come to your shoulder, it actually is a little bit out, and it twists. And then the other one, the same. It's not right on your shoulder, it's a little bit out. And then there's a twist. Pull apart, relax your shoulders. So then we scoot from here back. We step across. This hand scoops up. Turn your foot, your knee, your hip. A little spin there. Arch your spine, and then tuck your tailbone as you sink into it. Turn your foot, knee, and hip. Block, strum the guitar, make a fist this time. Toes, heel. Relax your shoulders, sink your waist. So, doing fantastic, right? A lot going on, right? You're sweating a little bit. That happens. It's a side effect. If you're slowly doing it and you're breathing deep, some of you know you break a little sweat. I sweat. I bring an extra shirt in the car because I sweat. When I talk, I'm teaching and I'm trying to breathe, and it's just, I do sweat. So any questions? Are we doing great? Maybe not? Yes? No? Okay. We're not going to do it from the very beginning. We're going to pick it up from that last chop. Block, parry, punch. Shift back. When in doubt, just fake it. Ward off. Roll back. Shoulder, elbow, press, pull, push. Turn to the front. Cross. Twist your body with the hand and arm. Twist the other direction. Now we go halfway between the front leg and the back leg, halfway. So this foot comes with. Turn it. This arm goes from, it's kind of like wound up like a spring, to here. And as you do that, that's almost like from the beginning too. This other arm comes with it. That takes a little work. Block, strum the guitar, fist under elbow. Try to balance for a second or two. Toes, heel. Relax your shoulders, sink into your hips. Okay, so now we put it all together. Inhale. Exhale. 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 In. Out. In. Out. In. Out. In. Out. In. Out. In. out, in, out. So if you got back up, just back up. You got more than enough room. In, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. Finish it up, just like we normally do. Splash, flick, breathe deep. You do this little shift, sway. If you feel like it's helping you loosen up, you find your own way with doing it. Slowest one, pull down, push down, lock for a moment, bend and relax.